So one of the things I often say is if I only get to do one thing with someone, I want it to be a soul retrieval, because I believe that that is the thing that I can do that will have the most profound and lasting impact in someone's life. But if I get to do two things, my second choice would be this follow-up session that I'd love to talk to you about. And so one of the things that the guides consistently say when someone comes to me with a question about new romantic relationships, new career opportunities, soul purpose, things like that in a soul retrieval session is wait to address those questions until after the soul retrieval, because new possibilities and destiny paths that are significant upgrades on what was available before become available as a result of the work. So the possibilities that open up to you once you've had all of your soul parts back and you're engaging in the world from this foundation where you don't have your parts left behind in relationships and strewn behind from drug experimentation when you were in your teens. We've got all of those nicely put back and integrated and available to you. Your ability to be effective and choose and call in things that you want is so expanded and amplified that literally the destiny paths that open up and are available to you after the soul retrieval look different. And so what's really cool is to do a follow-up session and to do a couple of really specific things. So one of them is just reinforcing the work. You may have had some things that were a pattern for a really long time. We've made some shifts, and going in and bolstering and deepening the work that we've done is a really wonderful thing to do. So we reinforce the healing and the work that is most supportive and most important and most vulnerable to going back into kind of an old habit. And then there's this thing called the Soul Purpose Update, and you can watch the video for that and read more about that. But that's updating your soul contracts and your soul intentions, because the soul retrieval can really change some things. If we resolve core wounds and soul contracts and soul lessons that you were working on, like, I'm going to work out my relationship to codependency, and we move you to a significantly different place, there's a lot of space for you to write your own ticket for what you want to create next if you're not attracting in situations that bring you into relationship with what's unhealed in the area of codependency. So that's a really cool possibility and opportunity. And then the third thing is destiny paths. It's looking at what would give you a life that you really loved living, that really was satisfying to your human self and your soul self, and strengthening the destiny paths in that direction and getting messages and information about what would help with that. So I recommend doing this session 7 to 10 days after your soul retrieval, because there's just this window of time where things are really in motion. And it's not like we can't work with all of these things at another time, but it's particularly powerful to do it on this timing. Plus I'm going to remember a lot more about your journey. Part of why I do my best to do such a good job of getting you all the information is naturally I can't carry other people's really detailed stories around in my mind. But within a week or so after working with you, I'm able to open it up and re-access it. So I have a lot more clarity on exactly what could be reinforced and what could be supported. So thank you so much for listening. If you've done a soul retrieval with me, thank you so much. I absolutely love getting to do this work for people. I find it makes such a huge difference over time, often in a really subtle way of just giving you more strength and foundation for whatever you're dealing with in life. And if you feel called to go a little deeper with me, I hope you'll consider this follow-up session. Thank you so much for listening.